Welcome back to Streamline Entertainment. It's your boy Marvin. We've got another video on Jay Slater and some interesting updates. We seem to be getting more information every day about this. So Ayub, the guy who was last seen with Jay Slater, has confirmed basically with someone online that Lucy May is lying and that she turned up at his place at 7:30 in the morning looking for Jay. So there's some conflicting information about what Lucy May is saying. So this makes me think that, this was definitely over drugs at the end of the day, and that she could be trying to cover herself because she was working for some kind of mafia. The thing is, what we're worried about and the people are worried about is what's happened to Jay, and that's the main question everyone is putting their minds together and looking at it. There's been a lot of conflicting things online. Thousands of people have come out and said what they think happened to Jay. Was it something to do with which happened years ago when he was arrested with other youngsters for beating up Tom Hilton? I don't actually believe that. I did say that. I mentioned it, but I don't actually believe that was true. The other thing is at the end of the day, why would the police let ayub go and his friend at the end of the day? So but everyone's looking at every quarters, everyone's shady in these cases at the end of the day, but we've got to get rid of, we can only go with by facts and what people say. I've been watching what a lot of Wax and Filter. I've just got back from work at the end of the day, do you know what I mean? So I'm just updating myself as well, but I've watched this video and it is very interesting. So I'm going to go into halfway through a video from Wax and Filtered, and he's come up with some brilliant pointers as well, like I said. And he's just, even though he's trying to work it out, he's just confused as what I am. So Jay Slater's last snapshot situation, part 3. Let's go straight in, because this is, I've looked through the video, but I think this is one of the most important points.
Last Snapchat of Jay Slater, and it says, and this person about the Facebook post said, I can 100% confirm his phone was not about to die and was at a good percentage. Lucy then starts explaining how people are going to realise and start ringing and looking for him. We got a taxi and went into the deepest mountains where Lucy opens Jay's phone and leaves it on the floor. We then
what is this?
And drive back, and at this point it's coming up to 7:30 AM and we're still getting phone calls and messages threatening our lives. And Lucy phones Jay's mum and explains to her what he's done. She starts crying and told him not to be out there, and just basically she warned him, whilst discussing how God
does I mean, God, we've just heard a lot there at the end of the day. I thought Lucy May wasn't there at the end of the day, and yet this person is talking about that Lucy must have known Ayub to go to his place and knock him up early in the morning. It's very odd. Just that clip there tells me she knows what's happened to Jay, or who's kidnapped him. She may not know who, but she knows what's happened to him at the end of the day. I really do think that.
Going to get the money, Jay's mum tells Lucy that they're going to need to get the word out there, but need to completely flip the whole thing.
Hold on, what have we got here? We got Fesify though, because Fesify always gets the bang on the money information.
Lucy calls the police and tells him that Jay called her, which he never did, and tells him he's lost. Again, not true. It's still around 8:30 now, coming up to 9, and we have no idea what to do. We haven't saw Jay and we haven't spoken to Jay. Then it starts showing up in the news. This is what this girl had posted, who claims she's an insider in the story.
She claims that she's an insider in the story, and it doesn't kind of tell us what's happened to Jay here, but it does kind of insinuate that they have put together a plan and they've been doing some fraudulent activities, more or less. So they're basically acting like they.
I agree. I think everyone. I think that, especially over this last week, I think everyone realised that there was something dodgy going on, and that basically the whole young crew who went out there were up to no good or were working for someone. Out there maybe toying a little bit extra money or to get free drugs at the end of the day or to get into clubs free with these big shots. It happens. It's a part of life at the end of the day. Whether you choose to go down that avenue is up to you. We're told not to, but people do. And that's the way life is. What I think is that Lucy May is scared because she's, like she said, I think that she's been threatened, basically not to say anything, and that her life could be in danger at the end of the day. And that's probably one of the reasons why she got out of there and went back to England at the end of the day, because it was probably too hot for her being out there. And we've also heard of basically TikTokers or YouTubers going out there, and they've had anonymous tip-offs in not to chase this case at the end of the day. So it does make me think it is drug-related 100%.
You don't know what's happened to Jay. I'm really confused with what's being said in that. I'm really confused. You know what? Let's listen to that again.
And this person about the Facebook post said, I can 100% confirm his phone was not about to die and was at a good percentage. Lucy then starts explaining how people are going to realise and start ringing and looking for him.
Okay, so is he dead at this point?
Taxi and went into the deepest mountains where Lucy opens Jay's phone and leaves it on.
They got a taxi and went into the deepest mountains, and she opened up his phone and left it there. How did she get his phone, and where is Jay at this point?
On the floor. We then drive back, and at this point it's coming up to 7:30 a.m. and we're still getting phone calls and messages threatening our lives.
Now that makes sense. Now it makes sense for them to be in that location at that time, because remember, the photo that was taken of Jay outside the Airbnb had Lucy's bed cover. He was wearing Lucy's bed cover, allegedly, or whoever that was definitely wearing Lucy's bed cover. So I mean, this story kind of fits with that photo.
Lucy phones Jay's mum and explains to her what he's done. She starts crying and told him not to be out there, and just basically she warned him, whilst discussing how going.
So Lucy phoned Jay's mum, told Jay's mum what was going on, and Jay's mum got upset and said he shouldn't be moving like that out there, basically. And she kind of implied that in her interview as well. You know, she didn't seem stressed. She seemed like she knew what was going on. This is the reason why I come to my conclusion. She kept reiterating, just let him go. Just let him go. Like someone had him. Like someone's got him. So clearly Lucy's told the mum that someone's got him, but they've got Jay's phone though. Why have they got Jay's phone?
To get the money, Jay's mum tells Lucy that they're going to need to get the word out there, but need to completely flip the whole thing. Lucy calls the police and tells him that Jay called her, which he never did, and tells him he's lost. Again, not true. It's still around 8:30 now, coming up to 9, and we have no idea what to do. We haven't saw Jay and we haven't spoken to Jay. Then it starts showing up in the news. This is what.
So they call the police. Hold on, let me read.
Jay's mum tells Lucy that they're going to need to get the word out there, but need to completely flip the whole thing. Lucy calls the police.
So Jay's mum's the one that made them lie. Is that what they're saying here?
And tells him that Jay called her, which he never did.
So they're saying she told the police that Jay called her, but Jay never called her.
And tells him he's lost again.
And then tells them that he's lost, but he says that's
not true. It's still around.
So where is he then?
Around 8:30 now, coming up to 9, and we have no idea what to do. We haven't saw.
Maybe Lucy May is saying that she's been receiving phone calls, basically from mafia, technically. I don't think she knows really where he is, but I think she probably knows what he was up to and got lifted, and is trying to cover herself so the police don't find out, or the British police don't find out what they were up to. I think that's why she's trying to cover herself at the end of the day. She's not going to very well say, hey, listen, I was buffing out there at the end of the day, do you know what I mean, for some big shots. She's not going to say that at the end of the day, and she's not going to incriminate herself. I said that yesterday, and I think that's why she's covering covering herself. I do think Lucy May went looking for him and panic, but by then it's too late. So there's two other things they've had. The person is either basically taking drugs he shouldn't have, or basically, or taking money or drugs that he shouldn't have, and spent it or given it away or lost it. At the end of the day, sometimes when you're in a state, things like that can happen, and then they want to punish him by kidnapping or killing him. But I just think the killing is just a little bit too far-fetched, because, like I said, his phone's missing. His body has not been found yet, and if he, I mean, yeah, he could be miles and miles away by hand at the end, but I do think that's far-fetched at the end of the day. Could there be anything more sinister? Yes, but I think it depends how much money is involved at the end of the day. But normally, in cases like this, at the end of the day, I think that they would want him to make that money back somehow. I just do at the end of it, because they're not going to, you know, if he's working for some big shots, they're going to know where he is and where to find him. That's not going to be a problem at the end of the day. So I would have said, what I'm hearing now, that he's been kidnapped. He could be anywhere. If he has been killed, that if he has been murdered, should I say, that's big time. That's crazy. That really is. He must have been doing something he shouldn't have been doing.
Or Jay, and we haven't spoken to Jay. Then it's like,
So this insider's basically saying it's 9:30 and they still haven't spoken to Jay or anything like that. So where is Jay at this point? It's not making sense. It's still not making sense. And I honestly do put them at the scene. I believe that they were there at 7:30, hence why the bed cover was there. That means they must have taken the photo pretending to be Jay smoking the cigarette. And I believe we've got more evidence to prove that. So this guy Festi, that does a lot of reporting on various different topics on YouTube. Make sure you guys subscribe to his YouTube account. He's actually spoken to Ayub through Instagram. This is extremely interesting.
I just want to make a point at the end of the day. I think this is probably one of the most crucial things we've heard from Ayub Kazim, because a lot of people, even I was dubious who was this guy at the end of the day, because obviously we can't believe anything in the papers, but they made him out to be a criminal, and because everyone's so emotional and emotions run in and everyone wants to find him or find out what's happened, at the end of the day we tend to blame the last person who was with. But Ayub Kazim had talked to the private investigator guy ages ago and told him what happened, and he hasn't changed his story, which is fair enough. But this is the most crucial point I've heard so far.
Hear what's being said.
I said, how have you been dragged into the Jay Slater thing? You gave an interview to the investigator. It's weird. He's not even the police. The way the media have painted it looks weird, but you literally have give a comment every time on the situation, and the police have let you go for a reason. I'm thinking, surely. He said, bro, he's a mate of one of my mates. The media make it look like I grabbed some random guy off the road. He said, trust me, he's been to the police in that country and done 2 separate interviews and showed them the photos and videos on my phone collaborating with my statement. The media know what they're doing. He said they added an extra year to his age just to feed their narrative in making me look that extra weirdo. I said, I'm not gonna lie, it's gonna be what people jump to because you was the last person to see him. He said, true bro, I shut my door and went back to sleep. He made a few phone calls and I haven't seen him since, so saying I was the last person to see him isn't really true, is it? I said, oh, I see. I just hope he's found. It's been so long. Not just you, everyone that knows him has been dragged into it. It's an unsolved case and the internet will go crazy. He said, trust me, they're all ripping into Lucy, but she was the first at my door knocking for him when she woke me up.
Wow. And then she's saying that she saw him at the club and went home early. At the end of the day. So did she know? Was this a setup for some reason at the end of the day? But why would you want your friend from England, who you've known for a lifetime, dead? It doesn't make sense at the end of the day. But what I do know now, I think, is that she knew what was going to happen to him. Was it over the watch? I don't know. At the end of the day, I really, really don't know. Was it over Drugs, I could 95% say so, definitely, at the end of the day. Very, 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 very strange why she's lying. But like I said, I've given my reasons why I think Lucy May's covering herself. It's because she was involved in buffing outings. And it's just one of those things that happens at the end of the day. She'd got involved with something she thought she could have control of. And when Jay went missing or was picked up at the end of the day, then she started to panic and called Jay's mum. This makes sense. This makes a lot of sense.
There you go. I told you we've got evidence to back it up. Ayub is actually claiming that Lucy was the first one at his door knocking that woke him up. Was that the morning of the disappearance?
Imagine. There are 3 more parts to me speaking to him, which I'll put on my other page, Fesify TV. This account has warnings. I don't want this content to get removed.
I've actually got another one of those parts. I haven't got the 3rd one, but I've got another one. Let's get into it.
And why did you end up speaking to the media? Obviously, you have nothing to hide, but was they just non-stop reaching out? Because a lot of people, if they're dragged into a case and painted negative by the media, they won't speak. He said, he come to my door, laugh out loud. I said, who? The detective. He said, I've stopped speaking to them now, no Daily Mail. Detective I spoke to because he's doing it for the family is the only reason, otherwise he would get air as well. I said, not gonna lie bro, when I covered this, I was thinking it was a bit sus they let you go. But you have been nothing but open to people and help, because he is speaking to everyone. He spoke to the media, the detective. He said, bro, trust me, I ain't no Robbie Weird D, laugh out loud. They can try and make me look like one as much as they want, but it will never work, lad.
Right, this guy is actually talking. So this is the guy that Jay got in the car with. This is one of the guys that Jay got in the car with and took him to the Airbnb. He is talking, and he is talking with confidence. He's acting like, listen, I don't know what these guys are talking about. Now, let's be real. If there was a plan put into place to make this guy vanish, then don't be surprised. This guy ain't going to say anything, and he's going to continue to play the character that he's continuing to play right now. But this guy is out here talking. To a degree, it sounds like he's trying to clear his name.
He's basically talking about the media dragging up his past and talking about how he's convicted for selling drugs, and they're trying to paint him in a negative light to make it more suspicious in him having something to do with Jay Slater. Of course, since this case has started, the only thing to go by is him and Lucy. So when people are actually trying to investigate the case, that's the only people they're looking into, the online detectives that people talk about. We did actually speak a little bit more in the DMs about the situation.
So based on what we've just listened to there, Lucy needs to be questioned again. 110% Lucy is looking like one of the main suspects, and I still put Brad in there as well. Make sure you hit the like button, do subscribe to the channel if we are new, turn your notification bells on, all of that, and I look forward to seeing you guys on the next one. Peace.
Yeah, definitely basically follow Waxed and Filtered. He's come up with some amazing information at the end of the day. And I think it's about facts now. I'm just going to go on facts and what we can actually prove now at the end of the day. Now I've got the gist of what's going on. Don't forget to subscribe to Streamline Entertainment and leave your points. A lot of people have said Lucy May was lying and she knows more than what she's letting on. It sounds like she was involved, basically, and now wants to protect herself, like anyone would, any young person would at the end of the day, because, like I said, she doesn't want to be known as a runner, should I say. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, Streamline Entertainment. Follow Waxed and Filtered. I think he's come up with some brilliant points at the end of the day. And leave your points in what you think at the end of the day. But I think we're getting closer. I really do. And hopefully finding Jay at the end of the day is one of the main points we're all trying to, I wouldn't say help, but trying to resolve the case. And it's not easy. Thank you wherever you are in the world, and thank you for the new subscribers. Appreciate you, and the ones that have followed me from day one. Thank you. Appreciate you.